In this video, we're heading to America's newest national park, but we're not flying. This time, we're gonna drive, and we're taking the dogs along with us. It's gonna be a dog episode, so let's hit the road. Welcome to Travel at Random. We're Trevor and Ryan. This channel started out of a love of travel. We're here to share unbiased and self-funded trip reports, hotel and flight reviews, and travel advice. We hope we inspire your next getaway. Check out our playlist in the description and browse the channel. If you enjoy the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with our latest content. Thank you for watching. Now, let's get back to the road trip. So quick charging stop before we continue on our journey. I wanted to take a moment to kind of clue you in as to where we're going. We're heading to West Virginia to New River Gorge National Park. New River Gorge was established in 1978 as a national river and then redesignated as a national park and preserve on December 27, 2020. The park encompasses over 70,000 acres of land along the New River. The park is rich in cultural and natural history and offers an abundance of scenic hikes and adventure activities like rock climbing, whitewater rafting, and more. Located in the southern portion of West Virginia, deep in the Appalachian Mountains, this park stretches 53 miles from Hinton on the southern end to Hawks Nest State Park on the northern end. The park's known for its whitewater rapids and is considered one of the best climbing areas near the East Coast. The New River originates in North Carolina and flows through Virginia and West Virginia. The river snakes through a steep canyon landscape, providing spectacular vistas in roaring rapids. There are many places to stay around the park. The largest city is Beckley, West Virginia, where you'll find many name-brand hotels and big box stores. There are numerous campgrounds, including nearby Babcock State Park. For this trip, we stayed at the Cabins at Pine Haven, which is on the southern end of the park, just off of I-64 near the town of Beaver. We have a separate review coming next week on the cabin, so make sure to check it out. One tip is that the park is larger than you may think, and many of the attractions are spread out. With windy mountain roads, it can take up to an hour to get to many of the sites and trailheads. The Grand View Overlook and Sandstone Falls are on the southern end of the park. On the northern end, you're closer to many of the popular rafting excursions, the Canyon Rim Trail, and the iconic New River Gorge Bridge. We spent 3 days in and around the park. On day 1, we explored the southern end. On day 2, we went to neighboring Babcock State Park. And on day 3, we explored the northern end of the park. We think 3 days was a good amount of time to see most of the park's attractions. But you can spend more time here. It all depends on what you like to do. Before you go, definitely check out the National Park's website for the most up-to-date information. Unlike many national parks, New River Gorge is free. There are no gates to the park, and you can enter without an America the Beautiful pass. We brought our 2 dogs, Madison and Wyatt, with us, since they love a good hike and a good river. We were also joined by our friends from Intrepid Pup, so we focused on hiking and visiting some of the historic sites within the park. Everything was dog friendly. On our first day, we started with a quick charge at the Beckley Travel Center. And then we headed east on Interstate 64 to the Grand View Visitor Center and parking area. We completed 2 trails at this spot. The Grand View Main Overlook Trail is only a quarter mile and mostly flat. It takes you from the parking area to the main view of the gorge where the New River bends through the canyon. This is a must visit, and try to plan this on a day with blue skies to experience the incredible view. After that vista, we took the Castle Rock Trail, which loops the rocky hillside right next to the Grand View. This trail is just over a mile and has some up and down elevation. We'd rate this trail moderate for difficulty, mainly because of the rocky terrain. It had also rained the night before, so some parts were a little slippery. Pro tip: we use the app All Trails. We're not sponsored by them in any way. We just find the app and its community-generated notes to be very helpful. The app will even help guide your hike. On the Castle Rock Trail, we experienced close-up views of the towering rock walls that make up the mountains surrounding the New River. We stopped for lunch after these two trails. One thing to keep in mind while enjoying the park is that restaurants and shops might be far away from many of the trails. It's a good idea to pack a cooler or picnic lunch. And make sure to bring water to stay hydrated. Good hiking shoes are recommended, as well as sunscreen and bug repellent. That afternoon, we drove farther east on I-64 and then quite a ways south through Hinton, West Virginia, and then back up the New River to Sandstone Falls. This is the largest waterfall on the New River. The falls span 1,500 feet and are divided by a series of islands. The river drops between 10 and 25 feet. We visited after a day of heavy rain and the falls were roaring. There's a short hike that you can complete by the falls, but the main attraction is the view. We should note that parking is available at all of the spots we'll highlight in this video. Day 2, we decided to explore the neighboring Babcock State Park. Babcock covers more than 4,000 acres of wilderness, offering hiking, fishing, camping, and the Glade Creek Grist Mill, a fully functional replica of the original Cooper's Mill, which once stood on the grounds. This is a beautiful spot and the perfect backdrop for photos. We parked near the visitor center and took a few pictures of the grist mill before taking the Lakeview Trail up to Boley Lake, where we then did the Boley Lakeview Trail. This 1.25 mile hike goes around the lake, both near the water and in the forest. The loop takes about half an hour. The lake is popular for fishing, and you can also rent paddle boats to take out on the water. We then drove to another area of the park to check out the Mans Creek Gorge Trail. This hike ended up surprising us with an incredible waterfall and plenty of opportunities for Madison and Wyatt to dip in the water. The full hike is nearly 4.5 miles and is an out and back trail which connects two campgrounds, Camp Washington Carver to the northwest and Babcock State Park campground on the east. We completed about the first third of the trail. If you do this trail, park at the Babcock State Park campground to access the waterfall more easily. The waterfall will be within the first mile of the hike. The water here is relatively shallow and you can go out on the rocks for the perfect photo backdrop. Now is a good time to mention if you road trip to New River Gorge in an EV, your charging options are limited as of the summer of 2025. We mentioned our stop at the brand new high-speed chargers at the Beckley Travel Plaza on day 1. These are conveniently located right off of I-64 and feature 8 CCS and NACS chargers. The pedestals are all tap to pay with no app required. The Travel Plaza was nice and had a Starbucks, a market, and a few fast food restaurants. Our recommendation is to use the PlugShare app and map out a charging plan. You can definitely do it, but know your options in advance. On day 3, we explored the northern end of the park near Fayetteville, West Virginia. We started at the Canyon Rim Visitor Center. This is a great spot to grab a map and speak with a park ranger if you'd like advice on things to do. Right next to the visitor center is a short walk to the Canyon Rim Overlook Boardwalk. This spot gives you a fantastic view of the New River Gorge Bridge, which carries US Route 19 across the canyon. The bridge is a steel arch, with the center arch spanning 1,700 feet. The roadway is 876 feet above the bottom of the gorge. When it was completed in 1977, it was the highest roadway bridge in the world. It held that title until 2001. Today, the bridge is the 5th longest steel arch in the world, and the longest outside of China. If you're feeling adventurous, you can sign up for a bridge walk tour, where you walk the catwalk below the roadway. We next headed south a few minutes to park near the start of the Endless Wall Trail. This trail zigzags along the cliff edge, offering awesome views of the New River below. The trail is a 3.2-mile loop and is very popular. We saw more hikers on this trail than anywhere else in the park. The views are incredible, but one thing to keep in mind is that there are no safety railings or warnings about the steep drops. The trail has many scenic vista spots where you can enjoy the view, but be careful of the edge, where the drop is several hundred feet. With the dogs, we were cautious to keep them away from the edge. This trail will pass the Diamond Point overlook and provides one of the best views of the gorge. Once you're away from the cliff's edge, this trail winds through the forest on a well-maintained trail. If you visit New River Gorge, this trail is a must. If you're afraid of heights, just avoid the edge. Following this trail, we stopped for lunch in Fayetteville. That afternoon, we did a 4-mile loop near the Arrowhead Trail. This is a series of trails open to hikers and mountain bikes. The trail winds through the forest and was a great way to spend the afternoon. Also nearby is the Kmore Miners Trail. However, the dogs were beat at this point, so we skipped this trail. But this popular trail descends nearly 1,000 feet through the historic coal mining sites. This is an out and back, so if you go down, you must climb back up hundreds of stairs. And that's a wrap on 3 days of hiking and sightseeing with the dogs near New River Gorge National Park and Preserve. The park is a great place to visit if you enjoy the outdoors. You'll also find thrilling adventures such as whitewater rafting and ziplining near the park. Most of the hikes we completed were on the easy to moderate category, with a few more difficult. There is enough variety that you can find a hike that works at almost any ability level. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Next week, we'll have our review of the cabins at Pine Haven, so make sure to check that out. Let us know down in the comments your favorite parks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next adventure.
Still